Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I'm just about to have a partner class, and I thought I'd just videotape the little instruction that I'm going to give and that we're going to end up doing in class. This one's about ward-off energy. Ward-off energy is a circular, protective, way of holding your body that tends to direct energy away from your center and around your center instead of through and to your center. At least that's how I hold it. My teacher used to say it was like when you're trying to hold a beach ball underwater and it would squirt out one way or the other. Ward-off energy is common in Tai Chi. It's very important in Tai Chi, but to my opinion, it's usually kind of turned on too hard and too inflated and big and not enough dimmer switch in it. It's like having a big steel hula hoop around you. Aikido is like this too. Someone grabs the hoop and they're thrown in some direction, but it's like having a big steel ring hoop. We can do that, but we can also see that hoop as like a bunch of little interlocking hoops, so that you can let it be much more slinky and soft, and you can let it come all the way in so it's almost like a chainmail vest, and it's something soft that you turn and move with your body. You can have body ward off. So what we're going to do is put this ward off on a dimmer switch today and play around with all the extremes of it, all the way back to the super, super soft. Because ward-off is just what keeps things from getting to the center of you, or of any animal. Like a starfish has a very tough ward-off energy. It's hard to get to the center of a starfish or a sea urchin, but a jellyfish also has it. It's just as hard to get to the center of a jellyfish, and a jellyfish is nice and soft and squishy. So we want to have it on a dimmer switch where we're resting mostly in the middle, kind of a comfortable half-on, half-off ward-off. So that we can turn it on more if we need it, or that we can turn it soft and relaxed and more closer to the body. So I'm here with the Terminator today to work with this a little bit. So Neil, if you would hold a ward off like that. So he's got a circle here, he's got a circle here, he's got a circle here, he's got circles here and here. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of push on him a little bit, and he's just going to maintain that circle as kind of expansively and even forcefully as possible. If I try to compress in here, he pushes against me. If I try to compress in here, he does the same. If I try to take this towards him, he does that. I do this here. So what I want you guys to do is to just play with doing that. And even if you give him a bigger push, you maintain that whole structure. Right. And if we were, if we did push hands like this, we'd have this circle like this. Some people who do push hands will say never let them touch your body, because if they can touch your body, they can kill you. I think there's probably maybe a few hundred people in the whole world who can just kill you by touching you, and if that, and if you're going to pattern your whole push hand style on, just in case you meet one of these 200 guys, seems like not very realistic. Also, as my friend Joel points out really wonderfully, if a guy can kill you by touching you, he's not going to have any trouble touching you. It's like, oh, I could kill him if only if only I could touch him. Also, if I could kill him by touching him, imagine what I could do to his arm. If I can kill him by touching you, I can break this like a cocktail pretzel, right? So I don't believe in trying to keep the guy from touching you. In fact, quite the opposite. In our style, Chung Da Chen, Master Chung, is really fond of body ward off. So after you've done this push for a while and really felt the kind of the firmness of it, and then after you have done a little bit of just single hand circling with that, then we're going to take it down a notch, so bring it to here. So it's a little softer, it's in here a little bit. Now you're relying less on pressure outwards, more on turning and being soft. So when the pushes come, it's more yielding, but it's still got that circle. See, it's still a circle. So he's halfway from starfish to jellyfish. Not quite jellyfish yet, right? And then when you go here with the pushing hands, it's more relaxed. This is where we kind of hang out most of the time, in here. So it's soft and comfortable. So after that, we're going to bring this in here. Literally, he's going to rest it on his body, just as a reminder that this is still ward off. So now it's in the body. I still have a hard time getting into that center. I'm still not able to get in there as easily, but he's just more yielding and soft. So we're going to play with that kind of attitude, but he's still got the ward-off energy. It's in the body, right? So then you can go to doing pushing hands and be really in close and be like that. So when he goes to push the body, you don't even actually need the hand to do ward-off anymore. So the ward-off can be like this. We could actually be doing this chest to chest if we were a little more intimate. but we could do it shoulder to shoulder like this. Like that. So that even if you don't have contact with your hands, you've got this sense of it's not easy to go to the center. It's redirected around your center. That's what ward-off energy is. So then we'll just go put it on a dimmer switch. So if it's on a dimmer switch and you hang out in the middle, like from here, Neil, if you give me a really hard and quick, fast push, so I can use this. That's ward-off too, like that. Or I can go. That's ward-off as well. And everything in between is ward-off. As long as it's circular and it keeps that energy going around the center instead of right into the center, it's ward-off. Or if it gets your center, you bring the whole thing with you, that's ward-off. So we're going to play with putting that on the dimmer switch today and see how that goes. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like this kind of thing. I do a lot of music videos, Tai Chi videos, nature videos, and whatnot. And visit teamburnett.com for more info. And we might add a little footage to the end of this of just showing us playing around with this. Thanks. Okay, so when you're doing the pushes, by the way, push multiple parts of the body at once. So that just reminds you that ward-off is whole-bodied and systemic. It's not just this little circle here. But don't focus so much on this. It's this too. So I could push one and pull the other and push with my knee so that all parts, you can move in on a little bit. You test them in every little direction, sorry, you should test them in every little direction you can so you get this, kind of whole-bodied feeling and learn to dial it in on the dimmer so that you can do as much as you want, but it's always your whole body. Okay, so working on the big circles, working on the really firm circles.
That's the best part. It's less work and it's more relaxed. And it's, depending on the situation.
Playing with putting the ward-off on a dimmer switch.
Yes, your favorite. I can feel it. Which is great for you. Alright. Okay. Sticking against your body. Start.
Oh, you're just being passionate.
Yeah, let's
You guys doing the medium one or the full-on one?
We started full on and we're dimming our way down.
Okay, cool. The softer you get, the more sensitive you get, and the sooner you have to do the turn. You have to feel it coming, engage them a little bit, and turn. In order for ward-off to work, you have to engage them a little bit. They have to press and feel like they kind of got something. So you don't want to just wisp away. You want to give them a little bit of body and then turn. So now they're working on body ward-off a little more, getting a little closer in, allowing the body to be touched, allowing contact to be close, and still keeping that push from moving the center too much. So it's a smaller, looser, more slinky, more adaptable sense of ward-off.
Yes. The tomatoes are kind of stuff. But I mean, they're this big in the pots. Once I put them in, the bed's all ready.
You guys doing the medium one?
No,
Right on.
this isn't gonna help. But it's a good time to plant them. This is kind of what I was waiting for. It's going to break.
Looking good. So here they're working on the partner form with varying levels of ward off. They can have each decided on a certain level. Like 3 would be the big firm ward off, 2 is the middle, more neutral, 1 is the really slinky, close to the body ward off. I don't know exactly what numbers they picked, but they're working on dialing it in at different levels. And the other pair is doing the same thing. Not sure what their numbers are either.
That's my
But the important thing is to be conscious of the amount of ward off that you have. Are you full on? Are you in the middle? Are you towards the real soft body end? I like things on dimmer switches. I like being able to dial in the amount that you want of just about anything. Strength, how high you go, how low you go, how deep your stance is, how narrow, how wide, how fast you're going, how much ward off there is. Have it on a dimmer and you can dial in the appropriate amount and not waste energy.
Ended up being about a 2.
Yeah, so switch and then come up with a different number. Do a different number than you did last time.
I kind of started as a 1.
I started as a 1-2 and it slowly morphed
It
to
built
2.
up, yeah.
Yeah, it can change. Dial in what you need.
That's fun.
So that time you guys looked like you started off kind of low. You were very close, like slinky, and then you ended up more closer to 2 maybe?
We built up,
We built up, yeah. See, sometimes the ward off just naturally dials up. You go a little faster and more intense or whatever. And
Yeah.
Totally cool. That's what it's about. Dialing in what feels
like I
right.
was kind of going in between 1 and a 2. Right, that's what I was trying.
I started out as 3 and then it dropped to 2.
Right on.
3 for the first few meals.
Right on.
Okay, so you know, one last thing is like having ward off on the dimmer switch like that enables him to be able to do ward off in pretty close to fighting with his feet. He's not taking a huge dramatic stance. See, like when you see people, big guy pushing on little guy, it's very often in a fairly big stance. You could get a little smaller, and it's like there because he wants that center in front of that back foot, ward off. But up here, it's a lot harder to take a really big push. So you got to be sneakier. So here, this enables me to keep my feet pretty close together, and I can keep this ward off like there. Even if a big push comes, you know, you can direct it away from the center. You may have to step, but stepping is what life is all about, movement. If you're doing tournament style and not moving your feet and setting it like this, you got to do these big stances. But the bigger stances in life, I don't know, you very rarely watch 1,000 YouTube street fights and you'll very rarely see some guy in a huge low stance getting anything but his butt kicked. And then also just in daily life, you don't meet the challenges and the trouble of daily life in a kung fu stance. You know, when you get the bad phone call or your boss is mad at you, or you know something bad happens in your relationship, you're usually not in a horse stance. You know, you're usually just standing there. So this enables you to get used to thinking of ward off as just a part of everyday life. not a special stance that you had put on. It enables you to be sneaky, soft and rounded and relaxed, and divert things away from your center. So, and again, thanks for watching.